Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Awdid. And I am your host again, Curtis Williams, here at the We Believe Digital Studios in Jackson, Mississippi on Livingston Road. If you have any media needs, give us a call, 1-800-492-5186, and we'll be glad to help you guys out. If you need any podcasts, commercials ran, or a event filmed, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 1-800-492-5186. And hey, today's audit is a little bit different than the normal. I had a couple of things I wanted to address, but I'm only going to address this one particular thing today. We are currently, waiting for a storm to show up, and we need to build a shelter. Now, currently, we don't have any shelter built. We just have a whole lot of wood laying around. We got a lot of nails probably on the ground. Nobody seems to have a hammer to beat those nails into that wood in order for us to build a shelter for what is coming. Now, the more I talk to the younger people, I had a conversation with someone who recently graduated, and when I mean recently graduated, 2 times, actually high school, they graduated right during the middle of an epidemic, the epidemic COVID. So then they're now graduating a few years after. Of course, they probably went to summer school, very excellent student, so they're graduating from college right now. This person is extremely concerned about the future because right now the future doesn't look very bright to them. They, for one, did not finish their senior year in high school as planned, so they had to work on online. So they were the first group who got to experience some online classes that were not, how do you say, I'm homeschooling on purpose. This was more of a forced homeschooling type of situation. So looking at how they see the future, and that's kind of scary to them because in 2014, interest rates were a lot different. Housing prices were a lot different. So my experience with buying a house is totally different from what they're going to experience over the next few years. She was explaining to me her rent right now is equivalent to what my mortgage payment was. So that's ridiculous in itself. So again, there's a storm coming and we need to build a shelter. So we currently have a lot of people running for politics right now. We got a lot of people wanting their jobs back, as well as a lot of retirements taking place in the Senate and Congress. So when you're looking at those things happening and you're starting to ask yourself, why are those people starting to retire? And are they trying to get away from something? I think they are trying to get away from something. I think they're trying to get away from where America is headed. America's headed to a more righteous place. I think we're starting to wake up and see that a lot of our leaders are evil doers. They talk a lot of good, but then they do a lot of shady stuff behind your back. They may even say things behind your back, totally untrue. So now you have to go and fight to be heard as honest, because lies spread real fast. Truth, it's a little slow motion. So getting people to do the right thing is going to take a little bit of nudging. So I'm hoping that our conversation that we had concerning it being an overnight success or change not taking place overnight, I hope that the conversation we had today puts a little more understanding into that, because what we have to do now is spread a message that we want something different. Let the world know we want change. See, America moving into a world, a way of change will also spark the rest of the world to start moving in that direction. I'm hoping, because we've seen the rest of the world push back. We've seen the rest of the world try to fight against their oppressors. We've seen the rest of the world do it, only to have America come and push them back down. So the real problem is here. See, we are the problem to the rest of the world. The rest of the world is looking at us as a leader. And how can we be leaders if we're the ones doing the most wrong? So it's going to be up to us this coming November to actually fight for the change. And it's an easy fight. It's just called vote out the incumbents. That's about it. If the incumbents are present and we know their record, I don't want to hear any rhetoric from anybody anymore about how I'm fighting for you. I don't want to see your 15-second clips. I don't want to see none of that stuff that you're trying to show us about how you're fighting. Don't show me any made-up clips, no marches I'm doing. I don't need your B-roll. What I need is action. And if you're not going in telling me that the Democrats did anything to increase minimum wage, don't tell me how they fighting for it. If they haven't gotten the health care deal done, don't tell me how they fighting for it. Don't tell me how they're fighting for something and you've been in there 4 years. And I remember Trump going into office and he couldn't put his pen down. He was signing so much executive order stuff. So what happened with that? So when you go in and you don't start signing stuff like the last president did, it's kind of hard for me to believe that you're actually trying to do anything, because the real trying didn't take place until last year. From my memory, I saw the trying starting to take place last year, and now I'm starting to see it again this year as we approach the election. So all that tells me really is election season is coming. So now let's throw some bones out here to these people like little dogs. Let me throw some bones to you. Hope you catch one in your mouth. Maybe you'll eat. No meat on it, just throwing a bone. So we're going to keep on trying to change it overnight, because if we get the message out to the people and the people are serious about change, then guess what happens? November, when we go and vote, they out of here. Gone. No more. New day, new way. And that's what we want to try to do. We want to go ahead and get them out of here. I'd rather have a lot of rookies than a whole lot of experienced politicians who don't know anything running the country. So again, people, we have a storm a-coming, and it's going to be up to us to do something about it. We need to build a shelter, and that shelter starts with us pushing back against what's going on right now, especially with our children. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break, pay a couple of bills, do a couple of ideas, and we'll see you right back.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the Awdid. Hey, this is your host again, Purtis Williams. We are here in Jackson, Mississippi at We Believe Digital Studios in Jackson, Mississippi on Livingston Road. If you have any media needs, give us a call, 1-800-492-5186. And we can definitely help you out getting your podcast started, shoot a commercial, or we can come out and shoot a live event. Got a couple of those coming up real soon. So, hey, back to the second half of the audit. And as I was stating in the first part, we have a storm coming, and we're going to need some people to start building a house so that we can get some things done around here, guys. Now, we need a shelter. So what is that shelter going to look like? Well, this is what it looks like to me. First, we're going to need a foundation, which I say that's our elders. They've been through it. They've done it. They've seen the ups and the downs. A lot of them marched with King. A lot of them marched by themselves with other events here in the local area. So that's my foundation. Those who've been there and done that. But here's the other parts to it. We need some internal structure. We need the walls built. Now that's going to come from the Generation X, the walls being built. Now those walls need to be strong. Now right now we have a whole lot of uncovered walls. Nobody wants to actually even say we messed up. Nobody wants to even address that there was a problem with how we approach the future. Now we'll say there's a lot of things going on. You know, a lot of challenges we saw. The internet being introduced during our graduating high school, going into college years. And that couldn't have been more of a distraction in the following years than you can even imagine. So we have to be those walls, but we need to get covered, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have some strength in those walls so that we can hold up the roof, which is Generation Next. Now, Generation Next being the roof, they're the ones who's going to be out here doing the hard part of the work. You know, we're just going to be supplying them with that backing that they need. We have that foundation is solid. We have those walls that are strong, and then we give them an opportunity to go out here and cover us, because that's what we really need, is those new ideas that are going to take us into the future. And right now, we don't have the mechanisms in place to support them. So we need to really think about how we're doing college. I keep hearing everybody talking about cancel student debt. Let go of the price for college. I agree. America needs more people in college, but they don't need more people in debt. We don't need more people struggling to pay bills. We need more people out here creating jobs and opportunities for people that may not have the skills that you need to work on a computer. Everybody's not computer savvy. Everybody's not customer service based. Everybody's not built to work at Nissan. So we need some other people out here working too. Electrician is a great job. A lot of people don't go to school for it, but wiring a house, that's important. Wiring a building, an office building, that's really important. Having someone who can lay sheetrock and do any type of home finish and upgrades and things of that nature, we really need those people to be trained, because part of Project Humanity's plan is not for us to go and cut down more trees trying to find homes and housing for us, but it's more to remodel and rebuild what we've currently already been using so that nature can start to come back. The trees can start to grow back again. And that will in itself bring down the temperature of the planet. I don't know why your scientists don't mention that more often, but the greener the world is, the cooler the world is. Concrete, cement structures and building cities and streets and roads, those things generate more heat. So we have to find a way so that the future is better prepared for the future they're headed into. You know, that's what I refer to the children as. They're the future. I believe the children are the future. You know the song. That's the truth. So now we have a foundation of elders that we can learn from. We have some walls that are going to support those youth as they fight for their future. A lot of them are going to be the voters for the first time or the second time in 2024. It's gonna mean more to them than it does to us. See, we've already had the runaround and the rhetorics and the every president is the same. No one ever does anything different. We've already done that dance. For 30 years myself, I've done it. Since my first election, done the dance. So now I'm out here pushing the change because I've seen for 30 years of voting, nothing really changed other than the person who was giving me the sorry speech. That's it. Sorry speech, no change. Where's minimum wage? Still the same. How's the housing market? Worse than it used to be. How's credit going? Terrible. How are wages looking? Like I said, they still frozen. Now, when we talk about the price of a house, well, from $159,000 to $400,000. What about a car? From $13.99 to $25.99. But the wages didn't change. So it looks like the United States has become and it's probably something I did say this, but to see it happening is, I guess it's one of them power of the word things. Now, I did say back when COVID started that this was going to probably lead to a lot of people going back home and, having to get roommates and possibly, moving back in with your parents. So I did say that. Now, you check back on one of my older shows, I remember saying it. And it looks like that's the way we're going to have to proceed forward, because if you're really out here trying to live by yourself, it's just to be by yourself. It's not to really be comfortable. It's just to kind of be by yourself. You want your peace. You don't want anybody around, and that's okay. You can do it. That's fine. But if you want to be comfortable, maybe go on vacations every once in a while, have a nice car, you're going to need a roommate. You might need 2 roommates if we don't do anything about it. If we keep listening to these celebrities trying to convince us that the Democrats are so good and that the Republicans are so evil, I'm going to say this. Both of them are evil to me. They just different evil. One of them's trying to sell me a dream wrapped in chocolate. Inside of it is a turd. The other one is just trying to give me a turd, and I know it's a turd. It's just sprinkled with a little powdered sugar. So at least one of them is showing me what they're trying to do. Hey, we don't want women's rights. We can change history. We don't want immigrants, even though this is an immigrant country. We don't want to change nothing. Bad, no. But when it comes to family values, I can sit over here on that side with them, because I do agree with a lot of the things they talk about when it comes to the family. And then on the other side over here, we're going to create jobs. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't created no jobs. If people were laid off during the pandemic, who weren't working during the pandemic, and then a lot of people had to go back and get a second job, that's not no damn job creation. Quit saying you created a job. You know what creating a job is? Creating a job is a job that never existed before has been created. Does that make sense? Not a McDonald's employee goes and gets a job at Burger King. That's not a job created. Does that make sense? That's not a job being created. Now, if I open a brand new restaurant that has never been opened before and start a brand new business, that's a job being created. So when they're talking about they created 450,000 new jobs, is that because there were 450,000 new people who got tax ID numbers, who are now out of the workforce, who are trying to do it themselves? Are we counting those numbers as new jobs? Because the people out here, I hadn't seen anybody not complaining. Very few people are complaining. Now, there are some people out here. I got a couple of friends, got some, long game jobs they've had for a long time, and they're doing fairly decent, However, as prices go up, they're still starting to see that fairly decent wage that they've been learning dissipate a lot faster. So we're either going to help out and start to build a shelter, or we're going to get rained on our heads. And this storm that is coming may blow down everything you took the time to build over the past few years. I'm just telling you, people, y'all looking around and y'all paying attention to nothing. Who cares about the celebrities and what they stole from each other in order to get richer? Who cares? I really don't. I don't care. I don't care. I seriously don't care. That distraction is taking up way more time. It's like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Y'all love to follow and share the most dumb shit you can find. Let's go get in the line and go get a damn chicken sandwich. Let's watch this video a million times so we can see who stole what from who. Are you going to stop listening to them? Nope. Are you going to stop following them? Nope. What are you going to do now that you have all this information? Because nothing changed when R. Kelly was proven guilty. Y'all still bumping his music. So when it comes to you actually making a moral decision based on something smart, I digress. So you've been audited. I'm gonna get on out of here. Do better. Try to do better. And I'll leave you with this as I leave. Our commercial sucks, just so we know. The people who you're talking about, they need to quit treating us like this. They need to do us better. They need to act better. Why can't we do this? Why can't we have this? How come we always getting the low end of this stick, and why are we getting this? And why can't we? And all these whys and all that other racist stuff y'all keep saying is applying to us. Look at your damn commercial. Look at your commercial. Look at who you following. Look at who your kids are following. And look at everything you see out here in the neighborhood that we like to call ratchet. What's the percentage of ratchet shit you see out here in this world compared to decent individuals that are acting as if they have some damn sense? You tell me. So now when that's your commercial, every day, that's your commercial to the world, how do you think you're supposed to be treated when you run across other people, whether it be law enforcement, government officials, bank managers, anything? If your commercial sucks, then according to you who are sharing and liking these stupid ass commercials, you as a people suck too. And y'all don't even see that that's what you're saying about your damn self. You're like and share. No condemnation whatsoever. So as long as our commercials suck, expect the world to treat us as if we suck. And that's all I got for y'all ass today. Do better. Expect better. You'll get better. But you got to do better. You've been audited.